Hey there folks, it's me. Welcome to my channel. A lot of people think of AI as a modern development, and it is. In many ways, the tools we have today are exponentially more powerful than what we had even 10 years ago. But really, the field itself isn't that young at all. In fact, it's almost a century old. This year, on July 1923, the world's first computer was activated in Alta, California. A Mark I, a half-century before the personal computer, before laptops, tablets, even before integrated circuits. The first mechanical computing device was born. It's hard to overstate the impact this machine, lovingly nicknamed the Beast by its creators, had on the future of technology. The problem is, nobody knows it exists. Hidden away in the basement of a public school, this relic is coated in dust, forgotten and ignored. For nearly 100 years, it sat dormant until now. Today, you and I are going to bring this machine back online. We'll learn exactly what it did, why it was abandoned, and what the implications might be for the future of our channel. Let's get to work. I'm a historian, and this is my channel. This first episode in our series will focus on tracking down and rediscovering the Mark I. Subsequent episodes will see us bringing it back online and learning what secrets it holds. Now, despite being one of the most important machines of the modern era, there's surprisingly little to see or learn about the Mark I online. At UCLA's Young Research Library, they hold a wealth of primary source material regarding the early days of computers, including letters, engineering documents, blueprints and schematics, photos, correspondence, even film footage of the machine itself. One of these films is labeled the Punch Card Ballet, a clever name highlighting how early programmers interacted with the machine via punch cards. The Mark I had no keyboard or user interface. Programmers punched holes into a deck of cards to tell the machine what to do. These punch cards were then fed into a reading mechanism that recorded the patterns of holes as binary data. Despite the seeming simplicity of this process, it required an intimate familiarity with the machine and a great deal of trial and error. Watch how delicately the programmer handles the cards and the machine. Every action has to be precise, every step calculated. In a way, the process of programming the Mark I was a kind of dance. But that's a lot of work, especially compared to the click of a keyboard. Our first step is going to be finding a machine in need of restoration. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of options. Only about a dozen Mark I's were ever built, and those are accounted for. 4 remain operational. 5 are held in museums, and 2, we believe, exist in private collections. That leaves us with a couple possibilities. Our best chance might be eBay, where several non-functional Mark I's have come up for sale in the past few years. I'm hoping to find a seller willing to work with me to make this machine operational, but it's going to take some work. If you follow the history of computers, you might be wondering, how does this machine compare to other contemporary systems? Well, let's consider what was happening in the world of mathematics at the time. The Mark I was built during the heyday of mathematical research. Physicists were discovering new laws of the universe, and they needed tools to calculate their theories. They hired mathematicians to help, and those mathematicians demanded better tools. The Mark I, while enormously complex, wasn't up to the task. Its most advanced calculations were limited to 6 decimal places. By comparison, the modern iPhone can handle numbers with thousands of digits of precision. Another comparison is the ENIAC, another pioneer in the field of computers. The Mark I was more complex and easier to program, but the ENIAC could achieve far more in the realm of number crunching. While the Mark I was retired by the late 60s, the ENIAC was cutting edge into the 80s. As far as hardware goes, the Mark I was fairly simple. It used vacuum tubes for processing, a rudimentary sort of CPU, and featured 2,300 of them. By comparison, your phone has about 4 billion transistors, not to mention an array of graphics processors that would have boggled the minds of the Mark I's engineers. The Mark I was not the first programmable machine, nor was it the first general-purpose computer, but it was the first fully automatic digital calculator, and that distinction launched 1,000 careers and changed the course of history. The code written for the Mark I helped scientists develop the first nuclear weapons. During World War II, the Mark I was donated to the war effort and shipped across the country to the Moore School of Electrical Engineering at the University of Pennsylvania. It was there that the Mark I's legacy was secured. The engineers and mathematicians stationed at the Moore School used the Mark I to develop the first high-level programming language and the first compiler, effectively laying the foundation for modern software engineering. By the end of the war, the Mark